Good morning, students. Welcome back to your English language class. Today we are going to start a new topic, that is verbs. What is a verb? What is the purpose of a verb? What are the different types of verbs? All those things will be discussed in today's video. Now, if we have to define a verb, how are we going to define it? A verb is simply an action word, a word that denotes action, a physical activity. Example: running, speaking, listening, talking, eating. These all words are telling us is denoting an action. Okay? So all those words which denotes action are classified as verbs. Now there are two types of verbs. What are they? There are main verbs and there are helping verbs. Now we need to understand what is main verb, okay, and what is auxiliary verb. Main verb are those words which simply states an action, meaning they don't need any helping word or any other words to express action. They themselves, when used in a sentence, they tell us that an action is being performed. Example: Ram is talking. Now what is talking? Talking is an action word. Now talking, with the word talking only, we come to know that an action is going on. Maya is running down the road. Maya is running down the road. The verb is, the action word is running. So we understood that running is an action word which is being performed by the subject. And what is the subject in my sentence? Maya. Maya is running down the road. So such words which tells us about an action being performed by the subject is called as main verb. Now what is auxiliary verb? Auxiliary verb are the different forms of be, have and do. Okay, auxiliary verbs again are divided into two types, that is primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. But the general use of primary auxiliaries, we mostly use the helping verbs with the main verbs to form the correct verb tense. Now primary auxiliaries are the different forms of be, have and do. And be, have and do are generally used to form the correct verb tense, whether the action was performed in the past, at present, or will be performed in the future. So this is the purpose of helping verb, the auxiliary verbs, primary auxiliaries. But we were discussing about the main verb. Main verb simply tells us that an action is being performed by the subject in a sentence. But what is auxiliary verb, primary auxiliaries or modal auxiliaries? They tell us about the perfect verb tense, the correct verb tense. The forms of be, have and do, the chart will be given to you in your WhatsApp group. So you can go through the chart and you will come to know that what are the different forms of be, have and do, the auxiliary verbs. Okay. Now, so far we have discussed about the main verb and the verb. Once again, I'm going to recap it. A verb is an action word which denotes action. Okay. Verbs are of different types, that is main verb and the auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is again divided into two parts, that is primary auxiliaries, that is be, have and do, and the modal auxiliaries. What are modal auxiliaries? Modal auxiliaries are may, could, can, should, may, might, must, shall. These all words are modal auxiliaries. Okay. Now auxiliary verbs and modal auxiliaries, we will discuss that in the next video. But today we are only going to talk about the verb and the main verb. Now, example of a verb: play, sing, dance. These all are verb. Main verb, again, play, sing, dance, eat, run, jump, hop. These all are main verbs. These words are simply telling us that an action is taking place. But has, have, do, did, is, am, are, these are different forms of auxiliary verbs. Okay, the helping verb. Now the helping verbs are used, where are they used? They are used before the main verb to show the correct verb tense. Like I said, what is the tense? Tense is about past, present and future. So these auxiliary verbs help us to identify that whether the work was done in past, at present or in future. Now, what are the different forms of verb? The different forms of verb are verb 1, verb 2, verb 3. Now what is verb 1, verb 2 and verb 3? Suppose I take a word eat. Eat is the first form of the verb, V1. The second form is the past form, that is ate. The third form is eaten. Now the first form of the verb simply states about the present state, the present tense, simple present form. Ate stands for simple past. Eaten is past participle form. So these are the three states, three forms of verb. Verb 1, verb 2, verb 3. Another example can be sit, sat, sat. Okay? Eat, ate, eaten. Play, played, played. Run, ran, ran. So we have three forms of verb. That is the simple present form, simple past form and past participle form. Okay? Now to show the tense, the correct verb tense, we use the auxiliary verbs, the primary auxiliaries to show the correct verb tense. Okay? And that we'll discuss in detail in the next video. So for today, I shall keep it till here. Please try to read the notes that I've given you on your WhatsApp group. If you have any difficulty understanding anything, you can call me or you can ask me your questions in the next live class. So for today, thank you and have a nice day.